Hi students, today I will teach political science chapter 1, that is Cold War era. In this Cold War era, I will discuss today background of Cold War. Although this is a new term to you, but I will try to explain it by 3 such videos, and I think this idea will be clear to you. So background of Cold War we'll discuss what is Cold War, we'll discuss in this particular Cold War topic, there's a very important topic, the Cuban Missile Crisis, that I will discuss, and then I will discuss NATO and Warsaw Pact. That will make the idea of Cold War clear. So first, background of Cold War. Background of Cold War, if you want to see, that started from 1922, because in 1922, as you know, after the Russian Revolution, that the formation of USSR, what is USSR? Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, was formed, taking 15 such countries, and this Soviet Republic was headed by Russia. So, and because of that, Russia became a powerful country in the world. Then we come to the Second World War. You see the Second World War, 1939. 1939, Second World War took place. And in this Second World War, there were two such parties. One was Allies power, and the other was the Axis power. You see the formation. In Allies power, there were 4 such countries, that is USSR, USA, there was France, and there was UK, United Kingdom, that is Britain. And Axis power, there was Germany, there was Japan, and there was Italy. You know, in the Second World War, what happened at last? Germany was devastated, Germany was defeated, and USA dropped 2 atom bombs on Japan. And that was the finishing of the Second World War. After Second World War, what happened when USA dropped that atom bomb on Japan, so automatically the world came to know the power of USA and the finishing of the Second World War. After Second World War, what happened? That UK, that was once a financially very much strong country in the world, the most strong country in the world, but because of the 2 such world wars, as you know, First World War and Second World War, UK became totally weak of their economy. And in the world, 2 such countries, USA and USSR, became superpowers. And then the problem comes regarding the division of Germany, because as you know, after the Second World War, Germany was devastated, and the next question came, how Germany will be divided between these 4 countries, because Germany was defeated, and 4 countries, they decided that they will divide Germany according to their own jurisdiction. So USSR took the eastern part of Germany, and USA, France and UK, they divided Germany. They took the western part of Germany among themselves. And the next problem occurred, the ideology. USA, they follow the ideology of capitalism. Sorry. So USA, as I told you, USA was following the policy of capitalism, and USSR, they were following the policy of socialism. So what is capitalism? Capitalism means open market. That means total market will be open to the all business people. And USSR, they wanted to go for socialism. That means that there will be no control of private business people in the market. That means the market will be totally controlled by the government. And here is the main difference. So one side, USA was trying to spread their idea of capitalism, and on the other hand, USSR was trying to follow the idea of socialism. And here the starting of Cold War. So Cold War, as you know, in Bengali it is called the Thanda Juddho, and in Hindi it is called the Sheet Yudh. What is Sheet Yudh? Why it is called that Cold War? Why not Hot War? Because these 2 countries, they knew that both the countries are very much powerful. So if one country attacked the other, straightway they will have to face the same devastation, because both the countries were equally powerful. That is why they never wanted to go for face-to-face war. They always wanted to go for proxy war. Here comes the next word, proxy war. What is proxy war? Proxy war means they are not fighting each other. Rather, they are going to support some of the countries to fight each other and to prove their power against the other. That is the proxy war. So there were different type of proxy wars from 1950 onwards. Suppose for example 1950 to 53, there was Korean War. In Korean War, what happened? In Korean War, USA, they supported the North Korea, and USSR, they supported South Korea. So in that way, Korea became divided into two parts, so North Korea and South Korea, as you know today. So that was the Cold War. So no face-to-face war. That is why it was an ideological war. Why ideological war? Because USA was having the ideology of capitalism and USSR was having the ideology of socialism. So they always tried to prove their ideology better than each other. And that is why it is also called the ideological war. And that is why it did not ever take the form of hot war. So that is Cold War. Now the question comes, Cuban Missile Crisis. So in this Cold War, it is there in the chapter also, one very big event took place and that could generate the Third World War, but it did not happen. Okay, so that we'll discuss now, Cuban Missile Crisis. What is that? This Cuban Missile Crisis took place in 1962. What is Cuban Missile Crisis? As we know, if we suppose America, USA, thus at the southern part of USA, there was a small country called Cuba. This Cuba followed the policy of socialism. Mind it, Cuba was near to USA and Cuba was following the policy of socialism. And USA, what policy they are following? Capitalism. Try to understand. They are following the policy of capitalism, but Cuba, they are following the policy of socialism. That means the policy of USSR. And here is the USSR. Now I will tell you who were in power of USA, Cuba and USSR. USA at that time president was John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy. And Cuba, their president was Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro. You know the name, Fidel Castro. And here Khrushchev. Nikita Khrushchev. So what happened? USSR, as their ally was Cuba, USSR started to keep or store their missiles over here in Cuba. Try to understand. USSR, their ally was Cuba, so USSR tried or started to just store their missiles in Cuba. And after 2 weeks, when this operation was going on, John F. Kennedy came to know that USSR is trying to store their day by day their missiles in Cuba. That is why John F. Kennedy wanted this operation to be stopped. He talked with the president of USSR, that is Nikita Khrushchev, and asked him to stop it, but it did not happen for a few days. Then what happened? Kennedy, what he did, he started to put his warships over here in the Atlantic Ocean so that Cuban ships should not be headed in this direction. So in the Atlantic Ocean, USA put their warships over here and asked USSR not to send any missile warships over here, and if they send, there may be a chance of war. So because of this situation, the total world was in tension that at any moment the world war could take place. But that was the good sense of these two presidents, that they tried to solve this problem on the table, and ultimately this problem was over. So this was the very important situation in the world, that Cuban Missile Crisis that took place, and fortunately did not take the form of the Third World War. So that was the part of Cold War. Now we'll discuss the next part, NATO and Warsaw Pact. What is NATO? As I told you, USA was trying to just influence the different countries with their ideology. On the other hand, USSR was also trying to influence the different countries with their ideology. And because of that, in the year 1949, USA formed NATO. What is NATO? North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Several countries came forward. They formed this NATO. What was the policy of NATO? It was told by USA that if any of the NATO countries being attacked by the USSR or their allies, so all other countries will help that particular country to save themselves from this attack. And as I told you, Cold War is going on. So when the USA formed this NATO, automatically USSR was also trying to form such type of treaty or such type of partnership. So in the year 1955, USSR formed the Warsaw Pact, taking several countries. The same provision was same, that if any of the countries of Warsaw Pact, what is Warsaw? Warsaw is the place of USSR. As this treaty took place in that particular area, that is why it was called Warsaw Pact. So under Warsaw Pact, whichever country signed, it was told that if any of the countries of the NATO attack them or USA attack them, then all other countries, including USSR, will help them out to just counter those countries who are attacking them. So this is all about first part of this chapter. I hope it will be helping you out for some knowledge of Cold War, and in the next video I will discuss the next part of the Cold War, and I think it will help you out in the next topic, for the next topic. Thank you very much.